So that's the Parliament, Capitol Hill, the new Parliament that we toured. And from here down the hill is maybe 5-7 minutes walk. That's the white building, which is the old Parliament House. It's a beautiful walk down the hill and to the old Parliament. I just thought rather than walking on the pavement, I'll just walk through the lawn and follow the trail. So this is a fantastic walkway from the Capitol Hill in my background, the new Federal Parliament in my background. I'm walking down and in front of me we have the old Parliament. Beautiful. This is the old Parliament. It is a fantastic setup, isn't it? It's a planned city. As I was telling before, Canberra means in Aboriginal terms the meeting place, and that's why they have set it up here, the new capital. I think Sydney and Melbourne, they're very well set up to be, easily could have been capital of Australia, but I think they have tussle and it was very difficult to decide which one. And so they decided to have an independent setup so that nobody can complain. So we are just arriving at the old Parliament building. It's also a beautiful looking building, very wide building. Today's blue sky making this whole setup very, very peaceful. There are so many rabbits. Look at these rabbits. I think it's really showing that this Parliament is a really old building. Look at these rabbits. They're running around. They don't like YouTubers. So we almost arrived at the old Parliament House. Just beside the old Parliament building, we have the Senate Gardens and Senator's Gate. And this avenue is completely covered by Jacaranda, beautiful purple flowers. Wow, that's amazing. Beautiful, beautiful, this color. We always love them. And we found a lot of Jacarandas in South Australia. I'll just walk under these pergola, and these colors are just fantastic. So well maintained. Beautiful. So we are entering the old Parliament House. So we are inside the old Parliament building, and so we'll be walking around, and hopefully that will be a fantastic tour of history. It's got this museum map. So we are at this main floor, and main floor has got obviously two main chambers. The House of Representative on the left hand side with green color, and the red one is the Senate chamber on the right hand side. And King's Hall is the middle one. I think we are here. That's the King's Hall. And then if we go around, then we'll find these two chambers on two different sides. So first we're going to the House of Representative chamber. This is the old Parliament House. So we are entering the House of Representative of the old Parliament House in Canberra. So look at this. It is very, very traditional looking Westminster style as we see in the UK Parliament. And let's go down.
It's very dark, isn't it?
Very dark and yeah, very old, as it should be, like 300 years old Parliament, British Parliament kind of setup. But the new Parliament that we have just seen on our other video, it's a completely different architecture, modern architecture, brilliant contrast. Down the hill you have very old setup, up the hill you have the modern setup. I mean, these leather chairs, I don't know whether they used to have these 100 years ago or so, maybe, yes. And they have all the artifacts on the table because it's not in use anymore. Very nice. way to take some rest after a long walking day. Sitting in the House of Representative and have a nap.
The seats are very comfortable.
Very comfortable, but not the new one. New one sits. Which one is better?
The new one is like airline seats. This is like a sofa normal.
This was meant to be made for the lord and ladies 100 years ago, but the modern one is more of like a first class or business class seats. That was a mini tour of the House of Representative in the old Parliament House in Canberra, and on the opposite side we have the Senate chamber. Now we are entering the Senate chamber and we will look around the old Senate chamber, how it was. It's so red and very vibrant red actually. This is much more bright, vibrant red. Not the seats. Seats may be a bit more, but the carpet is looking really red.
Blood red.
Blood red, not the actual red that we saw in the new parliament.
That was pink. That was more of pink
yeah,
type.
Exactly. This is real red. And for a tradition, I think the red
Yeah, the guide he was telling that it's like a bloodbath in the Canberra bloodbath in the Senate when they do the Senate inquiries. So this is more of an appropriate color for that.
one very traditional classic way. Okay, so obviously the red color indicates the royalty or the aristocrat of the society. They are the top of the society, not the common people. But it has got a different funny interpretation that when the senators fight, it's a bloodbath on the floor. So this is very nice. I mean, obviously very darker and wooden panels and yeah. I think I like this old parliament more now because with this dust and you see, it's a lot of dust here.
It's more like what we are used to.
To parliament,
yeah.
Like when we see the question times in UK Parliament.
Because we are all used to the British system.
And
so-
very much trained and brainwashed.
The telephone is also red.
Oh, the
Everything.
telephone is red. Oh, I didn't notice that. And the files, you see, the books and files.
Those are red everywhere, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, maybe in the House of Representatives the files will be green.
they stopped the clock at 10:30
Yeah,
somewhat.
10:27 or something. Yeah, I don't know what's the significance. No, this clock has a different time. Well, this
So
is
those
actually
are
a timer.
stopwatches.
Yeah, for the division and all those sort of things. Covered in glass. I don't know.
This is in original state,
Oh, okay.
as appeared in 1927.
Right. So these are the original one, never been touched. Okay, so that's why they are preserving it in a glass box. Oh, so that means that these chairs are not 100 years old. These are actually much more modern one. I mean, not that modern as the Capitol Hill, but comparatively modern. So I should see it. I'm a senator from Tasmania for 5 seconds. So now we can walk through the Senate opposition lobby. Imagine there was a time when they were so busy. Now it's empty, a museum. Look at the toilet. So these are the MP's toilet in the old parliament. And oh, this is a phone booth. So they used to call from here. So imagine that, no mobile phone. You can only call from here and maybe telling some internal story to the reporters. And this is right-hand man's office. Party whip, okay. So they hold, party whips hold very important position. Party meeting room, Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. Right. So this is where current leader gets challenged and replaced by another leader who hasn't been voted for and become prime minister or the opposition leader. Pigeonholes, okay, yeah. Lots of things in the pigeonholes. Right, Qantas Airways bags. So these bags are packed and ready to fly with MPs. Senate Opposition Party room. Okay. Oh, this is quite big actually. Oh, they have a projection screen and old projectors playing some film. So they have, you see, they have big sofas and many different things that are not maybe available for the MPs or the House of Representative members. Look at these hangers, the coat hangers, or maybe umbrella hangers. I think coat hangers. Really sturdy, very big, wooden. The Senate's head is called President. So look at these. These are actually the records of parliamentary debates in Senate. So they have to keep the records. Every debate is documented and kept here. Are we hearing Queen Elizabeth II?
In the earnest hope that divine providence may guide your
Wow.
deliberations.
This has been preserved as it was. Very nice. Extraordinary, isn't it?
I now leave you to the discharge of your...
I think these are replicas.
I think definitely these are replicas. So this is our own mini jewel house. More toilets. I think these are royal toilets. Oh, fantastic office. Maybe this is Prime Minister's office or similar. That's the old picture of this old Parliament House. Obviously now it's called Old Parliament House, but when it's opened and operated for over 50 years, it was not old. That was the actual Parliament House. It's a very important image. You see, Queen Elizabeth II became the Queen of the Commonwealth. She visited this building with Prime Minister Robert Menzies in 1954, 15th of February. And this is the original photograph of Queen Elizabeth II entering this building. Wow, this is extraordinary. It's a beautifully preserved museum. We're just loving this old Parliament House. So beautiful. All these chairs and sofas and office, even toilets, kitchen, everything kept as it was, it should be. A bit dusty, but it's amazing walking through this extraordinary place. Probably when it was in operation, we had no access. Now you can just freely roam around. What a wonderful place this is. I always like these red bookshelves with the history and the debate records kept for generations to come. This is a very old photograph, almost like hand painted. Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth II came here, and
On the Senate chamber
on the
where we
Senate
are sitting
chamber,
just a
sitting
while
just
ago.
as we were sitting there. Our walking tour continues.
See the barber chair?
Wow, it's a barber chair. So the leader of the government can have a haircut. This is one of the National Party MP having haircut here. Look at this chair. Wow. And you can take a nap. You can sleep. Like in between sessions, you can just come and have a rest. Wow, this is really nicely maintained, preserved. Oh, you have some board games to play with. So this is one of the office where the government MPs and the leader will be meeting and having conversations on strategy and policy, whatever. Oh, so these sofas are kept all together to save some spaces, I guess. Similarly, very old chairs and sofas. These are the original ones, you see. Senate Government Party Room, and we have the whole model, a full miniature model of the old Parliament House. That gives you the perception that how widespread that building is. Our journey continues, and we are in one of those wings that we have been looking around, and the miniature building, the model is very nicely done. And here we have this one of those corridors, beautiful courtyards, and these galleries are so nice. Obviously these are all covered now to preserve. This is the nighttime vision of this particular building, old Parliament House. And this is the Speaker of the House of Representative office. Look at the dinner table, all set, ready to go, and there are some ambient noise creating the perfect ambience. Even some wine and whiskey ready to be served. Look at these old offices. Even the ashtrays are there. Looks like it has been in use yesterday, but they're not in use for so many years. Now finally we're at the Prime Minister's suite and Cabinet office. So this is the entrance. The telephone operators will be sitting here. This is a rather big office. A lot of stops, typewriters. Extraordinary. So we are walking through the Prime Minister's office. Imagine Bob Hawke, because this was his place. Bob Hawke was busy here. That's Bob Hawke. What a wonderful sight this is. Like living history, and then clock was stopped and then frozen for next generation or the generations to come and witness this hugely important site, no longer in use but history made. So this is as far as we are allowed to go to the Prime Minister's chair. So imagine this room, this office, so busy, so many important decisions have been made here. Now it's all relics and artifacts from the past, but it is a magnificent place. I think I'm loving this old Parliament House more than the new Parliament House because of its gravity and the way it's been preserved. It's just fantastic. All the museums in Canberra are just extraordinary. Like our old televisions back in India.
We grew up with this sort of televisions.
Yeah, and imagine Bob Hawke is also watching this television. Now we are inside the Cabinet room, and this is Cabinet room preserved. Imagine this room with Bob Hawke and with his all cabinet ministers. Government party room. Look at this hat and this suitcase, all ready to fly. So this is the government party room. Hope you guys enjoy this little tour of old Parliament House with us. It has been an amazing journey through Canberra. This is one of the video that hope you enjoyed. We wanted to capture the old Parliament House separately, and so hope you enjoyed our other videos in the Canberra series. Please enjoy our travel videos on Diversity Travelers. Thank you very much for watching our videos. Much appreciated your support.
In 1912, and this lake was included in